Hello, everybody. Good to see you. And first of all, thank you for 2023. It's a beautifully sunny day here in Poole on the south coast of the UK. I recently moved back into our house that we were renovating. I've got my big whiteboard. I'm ready to go for 2024. In fact, we did our 2024 business planning session, a small group of us a few weeks ago. So we're all feeling ready to go for next year. And this is my final week now before heading off for the break at the end of 2023. And so I wanted to come and talk to you about how we can work together in 2024. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Lundberg. I help people design and build a business that allows them to escape the 9 to 5. What does that mean? Well, I'm working with experienced corporate professionals, midlife, shall we call us, with a certain degree of experience and expertise. You want to translate that experience and expertise into a viable, profitable business model that allows them to live the life and lifestyle that they want. I talk about more freedom, more flexibility, and more fulfillment. And so there are a number of ways in which I do this. I work one-to-one. I have a group program, a number of group programs actually, as well as also working with corporates and so on as part of my B2B, business to business stream of my business. Very briefly, I left my corporate marketing job back in 2013. So this is the last time I can say, I think, that it was 10 years ago that I left. I loved my work, but I'd sort of accidentally ended up there because I had studied one thing, international relations, politics, economics, and then ended up, as they say, in marketing. It was great. I learned so much. I lay the foundations for so much that has come since then in terms of network and learning and ways of working and so on. And it wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so I left there in 2013. I initially started consulting with my digital marketing expertise. I discovered coaching. And then over time, I combined the business and the branding on the one side with the life coaching, positive psychology, and so on the other side. I am a mother of two. My children, Sophia and Zach, are now 4.5. So Sophia's just started school this year, and then Zach's just turned 3. So I'm in the position now where, famous last words, I'm sleeping a bit better. I've got the kids at nursery/school several days a week, and I have a bit more focus and energy to drive my business forward as we all have different seasons and different energies and rhythms and so on. And I'm excited about 2024, and I hope you are too. So I will talk about a couple of paid options, and then I'll talk about free resources as well, because if you don't have the investment required, or if you're not just there yet, you don't know me well enough to trust me to work with me, that's completely fine. I have lots of free resources that I'll talk to you about as well. In fact, I thought of another one that I'll mention to you as well. So first of all, I want to, and I'm excited to do this, reintroduce my flagship program, which is my business incubator. If you've heard of it before, don't stop listening just yet because we're making some changes this year. But this really is my most longest standing, that's good English, isn't it? My longest standing flagship program. I introduced it in 2018 in a version. It's of course evolved, and this year is no different, is evolving again to make sure it's supporting you to the best of my and its ability. It's a hybrid program, so it's coaching, mentoring. There's a course element and there's a community element as well. And the idea is to really bring you during this program, and it is a year if you do the full 12 months, to bring you from, okay, I've got an idea, I want to leave the 9 to 5. Perhaps you've started it already, but you haven't got so far with it. Perhaps you haven't started, you're still in your full-time job and so on. And we can talk about if it's the right fit for you, so don't worry about your specific situation. But it's taking you as an experienced corporate professional from, I have an idea, I want to make this work, through to, hey, I can, if I want to, quit my job, I can go all in with the business, because you've replaced that corporate salary effectively. So you've replaced your corporate salary with your income, or at least you have a very viable plan to do so. We can create a business as a side hustle alongside our full-time job, but there is a point at which you do kind of have to go all in. So yes, we can, reduce the risk as we go, and we can make it much more comfortable for you, but I'm afraid there's always going to be a degree of discomfort, and at some point you won't be able to manage your workload, your clients and so on, just in a few hours here and there. Even with a day or so a week, you're going to need more time for the business, and so then you will need to make that decision, but I'll be there to support you with those decisions. I take you through my flagship IP. I'm using the flagship word a lot. I'm sensing it's the word of the day. My own intellectual property, so my framework, my 5 pillars, which again you might be familiar with if you follow me for a while. And briefly talking through these, but I have resources on these, and I don't want to spend too long on this today. But it's important because it helps you understand who I am and the value that you get from my various programs. The 5 pillars are: first, identifying your personal definition of success. This is my big raison d'être, as they say, redefining what success means to you, stripping away those shoulds and other definitions that you may have been following intentionally or otherwise, and really getting clear on what you want. Why is that important to you? So putting the what and the why before you get caught up in working out how you're going to get there. So that's pillar 1, your definition of success. Pillar 2 is cultivating confidence and resilience, because unfortunately the journey is going to be a little bit turbulent with some ups and downs along the way, both in confidence and revenue. And so making sure that you are taking care of yourself, you're working on your mindset, so how the stories you're telling yourself and what you believe to be possible for you, but also really tangibly having the support structure in place to help you when the going gets tough along the way. So that's pillar 2, confidence and resilience. Pillar 3 is getting the right business model in place. It's so easy to just kind of copy someone else's model, or to jump on the first thing. Oh, I've got to do a course, or I'm going to be a coach and do this, that, and the other. And much better, more important, to really assess the different models and to craft basically a unique model that's going to get you to your vision of success and support you to live the lifestyle you want to live, essentially doing work you want to do the way you want it, when and where, on your terms, and so on. So that's 3, your business model. Pillar 4 is building an effective personal brand, which is again knowing your value proposition, knowing who you are first of all, but then secondly being able to communicate that in a compelling way to your potential clients and so on. And that's really key, whatever kind of business you have. And then finally, pillar 5 is work-life integration. So this is making your business work around your health, your family situation, the lifestyle you want, and so on, really anchoring this big, ambitious vision in your day-to-day. So those are my 5 pillars. And in fact, if you're not familiar with those, do check out the website onestepoutside.com. Lots of graphics, lots of information there about those pillars to help you understand, again, the approach that I take when I work with you, specifically to help you design this business to leave the 9 to 5. So again, the Business Incubator is my main program. It's my longest running one, and it's perhaps my favorite, if I'm allowed to have favorites. I keep it going for a reason, because I so see the value that it can bring and has brought to people. So if you're interested in that, I have developed a brochure now with the information on that. You can message me, Incubator, and I'll send you that over. And then the best thing to do is to have a call together. So I won't take you through all the logistical details of what's involved, but again, it's a combination of one-to-one coaching and mentoring. You get the group elements of the support, the community around you, which is so important, knowing that you're not in it alone and you have others on the journey. You can learn from others as well along the way. And then the course, so there is a really tangible curriculum that you'll work through, and a whole archive, in fact, now of 5 years worth of previous training sessions and so on, along with lots of other things. We do quarterly reviews together, and I have recommended resources and tools and all sorts, right? So you get really everything you need. And if it doesn't exist, I've been known to create things for you as well. So that's the Business Incubator. The Outsiders Business Incubator. Again, I have a brochure for you. Just message me, Incubator, and I'll send you those details. Now, if you feel that that is too much too soon, or you're the type of person who just wants to get on with it by yourself, you don't want the community, you don't want the coaching, you just want to do it yourself. I'm laughing because I've been there, I've done that, and certainly it can be helpful just to kind of zoom through stuff. I have the Academy, which is just the core curriculum, so those 5 pillars that you can work through in your own time. You have access to that for 6 months, but you can work through in anything from a few weeks to a few months. I'd say 3 months is the best period of time to work through it. And of course, learning the curriculum is one thing. Another thing is to actually implement it and then generate the income. But that's the Business Academy. And again, if you don't want to be part of this bigger program, you want to just get on with it yourself in your own time. Perhaps you already have the business, you've got the foundations in place, you've got quite a few of the bits there already. You just want to kind of take a step back and get some of the foundations in place, fill the gaps, as it were, and you think you've got the experience and expertise, to do that yourself. That's a really great option. Lower investment and a one-off fee just to do that course. There'll still be live calls that you can join as well with any questions. So that's the Business Incubator and the Business Academy for you as you design and build your business. Now, throughout the year, I'm sprinkling in a number of things. So there will be free live sessions actually throughout the year. We'll be running, as we have done in the past few years, paid workshops. I'm just putting the calendar together for the topics there. So let me know if there's anything specific you want me to include there. Those are at a very reasonable fee, just to join on a one-off topic. It could be something really specific. It could be something that's a bit more advanced or even a bit more beginner. So just keep your eye out for those. They'll be done on Zoom, private Zoom sessions. You can then buy the recording, but generally it's much better, of course, to join live so I can really workshop whatever it is with you. We do these in small, intimate groups and make sure we can give you the support. I can give you the support that you need. So those are the workshops throughout the year as well. Now, we can go two ways. We can go up and we can go down. So to go up, if you want to, first of all, I know a lot of you are past the kind of phase of beginning to design your business. So if you want to do something more advanced, then please keep your eyes and ears open. Of course, a great option is to work with me one-to-one, and that is for a period of 6 months, let's say, digging deeper into your personal brand. Maybe you want to elevate your positioning, you're looking to launch your podcast, write that book finally to attract a different kind of clientele, and you want to really establish your positioning as a recognized expert in your space. That's one of the key areas that I'm great at focusing on with you in terms of building your personal brand. Second area of focus might be to focus on that first pillar that I was talking about a moment ago in terms of really getting clear on who you are, what you stand for, your value proposition, and to open up opportunities for you in your career, but certainly to then feed into starting your business. And then finally, the work-life integration is a great focus area that we do together one-to-one as well, and to really maybe running the successful business, but you just don't have the time and the freedom and the flexibility that you so wanted right when you first started. So those are three deep dive pillars that we do one-to-one: your definition of success, your personal brand, and the work-life integration. Now, if you are not wanting to build a business at all, then you're probably in the wrong place. However, check me out over on LinkedIn, because there I'm working with corporates and I'm doing similar things, but with people who aren't wanting to design that business. So the pillars, as it were, are the same. The mindset, the focus on your definition of success, your value proposition, and so on, but it's within the corporate context. So, if you're not, hi Erica, good to see you live as well. If you're not within the desire to set up a business, I know some of you follow me for the bigger picture questions and so on, then you may want to follow me on LinkedIn. I can put my link in the comments as well in order to get that kind of content as well. Then finally, so we've gone up, we'll go down. If you want the free stuff, I have a few things for you. Now, first, I've got the weekly newsletter. And again, I have one for the corporate focus and for this business owner focus. So do let me know where you're interested to focus. It's going to be more structured in 2024. You'll be getting really tangible tips every week for how to design and build that business. So we're getting super focused on that in 2024. So you've got the email newsletter. I call it a newsletter. It's really support for you, as I said, digging deeper into the topics that are important. You have the podcast, so Reimagining Success. You can search for it on your favorite podcast app, or you can go to reimaginingsuccesspodcast.com. That's 5 years old now, so there are 200 odd episodes on there, I think almost 300 in fact, and that you can dive into. I'd be happy to send you kind of a playlist. If you give me a specific focus area, I can send you the episodes I recommend that you listen to. Maybe don't binge all 300. I'm projecting myself into the future. But certainly that's a great place to start if you like me to listen. They're bite-sized, they're 15, 20 minutes long, and there's a monthly interview as well. Where I'm talking to someone who has escaped the 9 to 5, redefine what success meant for them. And it's really interesting to hear the different business models, different life situations, the commonalities between all those stories, and also the differences that hopefully you can relate to as well. So where are we? We've got the newsletter, we've got the podcast, and then we've got a couple of things, more sort of detailed resources that if you haven't downloaded these yet, these are a great place to start as well. So first of all, we've got the life assessment, I call it. I can message you this and I'll put all these links below. I think is probably the easiest. It's based on my 5 L's, which is another framework that's really core to my philosophy. You may have heard of the concept of work-life balance, which we all know is very elusive, very difficult to achieve, and also very I find it to be a fallacy, basically. It just doesn't make sense, this black and white dichotomy, because life is a part of work and work is a part of life. And so I prefer the phrase integration. Now, integration doesn't mean that we blur the boundaries entirely and work on holiday and, do the laundry at work or whatever, but it does mean that it's working together in a synergistic way, harmonious, if you will. And so I talk about the 5 L's, which are live, love, learn, lead, laugh. Live is your health and well-being, love, relationships, belonging, learn, development and personal growth, lead is your career, and I can never hold my fingers like that, career and impact. So yes, work is there, but it's in a more meaningful way than just kind of climbing that career ladder and whatever else. And then 5, laugh is the hardest one to set goals in. Laugh is fun and spontaneity and the whole reason why we exist, I think. So that the 5 L's assessment gives you some questions in each of those 5 areas. I really recommend that you start here if you're new to my world, just to see, it may be that you find that actually you haven't been taking care of yourself for a while. You're really low energy. You're not ticking some of those really foundational boxes in your health. And that's really important that you get that in place before you even dream of thinking of starting a business or changing career or anything, right? So getting your health in place. Maybe it's relationships. Unfortunately, sometimes these big career pivots come, in multitudes of perfect storm things happening. So you've got perhaps a divorce at the same time as, health issues, and also want to change your work and so on, right? So it just helps you to make sure you haven't sort of neglected some area there, and or perhaps something needs attention before you get into the career piece. But there can be positive repercussions, as it were, in all directions, as well as negative ones, right? But that's the 5 L's assessment. Then we have the Escaping the 9 to 5 roadmap. I don't want this to put you off because it can seem really comprehensive, and if you're at the beginning of the journey, it can feel like a lot you need to do. It's in a way that's good, I think, because you need to understand that this is a big process. But it's, again, if you feel worried about it in any way, just let me know, and I will have a chat and I'll calm you down. But it's just to give you an overview of the kind of things that perhaps you haven't been considering. A couple of quick ones there. The first step I always say is to explore. So rather than trying to narrow down and make decisions and rush into action right away, the initial period is very much about experimentation, exploration, curiosity, and so on. So that's a great place to start if you're stuck. That's the Escaping the 9 to 5 roadmap. And then finally, again, it can be overwhelming if you're right at the beginning, but the 5 pillars, which I've been talking about, the 5 pillars scorecard gives you a quiz again on all of those 5 pillars to see where you are. And you might think, or you might find that you're super clear on the vision for your business, but perhaps your confidence is not quite there, or you don't know the business model. Perhaps you've got a really strong personal brand platform, but you don't have the systems and structures in place to help you get that consistent revenue, right? So that's the questionnaire. Again, best next step then is to let me know your score, and then we can look at how we can kind of upskill you or level you up in those specific areas, or perhaps it's more of an even spread and you want to have more of a comprehensive solution. So again, free resources available. We've got the newsletter to sign up to. We've got the podcast, Reimagining Success podcast, and we have the 3 PDFs as it stands right now. So the 5 L's assessment, we've got the 9 to 5 roadmap, and we have the 5 pillars scorecard. And I think that's what I wanted to talk to you about today in terms of resources. I don't want to overwhelm you. Obviously, there are bespoke solutions, in particular with one-to-one. And as I said, those of you who aren't building your business, this may not be the right place for you, but you might want to head over to LinkedIn, where I'm sharing things that are more broadly at a higher level important when you're redefining success and making work-life integration work for you. So remember, Business Incubator, I have all the information to send you. I'm looking to get a small group together in January now as I rebuild this program again. We're going to be growing the community, but if you are thinking of quitting your job in 2024, certainly if you're wanting to get your business to the place where you're able to replace that corporate salary, please let's have a conversation. Just message me. Again, you can message me call, or you can go to onestepoutside.com/call to chat about this or any of the things I've been talking about. Obviously, now we're winding things down. We may not be able to chat now before the end of the year, but we can book a call in for January, and then we can kind of hit the ground running then. So Business Incubator, Business Academy is the self-paced version of the curriculum only. And then we've got one-to-one coaching if you have some more advanced or you want to go deeper on strategies or focus areas for you and your specific situation. And we have all those free resources, so podcast, newsletter, and the 3 PDFs. And yes, Eric, absolutely. I'll send you the resource anyway, and I'll put all the links for those of you watching the replay as well. Again, I want to finish as I started by saying thank you so much for being part of my community. Whether you're totally new, I'm really excited now to get to know you better in 2024. Or if you've been working together, of course, this year, we'll hopefully be chatting anyway. If you've been following along and joining workshops or listening to the podcast, asking questions here in the Facebook group as well, or if you've just been lurking, thank you so much as well. I know lots of you are watching without necessarily engaging so visibly, and that is absolutely fine. I know you will raise your little head up in you know when you're ready. So I really appreciate you being here. And even if you don't, I hope this community and the resources I'm putting out provide you with value in the meantime. Again, you know, there's 5 years worth of podcast episodes. There's many more years of blog posts. There'll be more blog posts to come. There's all sorts of resources. So if you have a question, it will help others as well when you ask that question in public or privately with me as well. And I'll make sure I'll send you a resource or I will create something for you. So again, thank you so much for 2023. Have a lovely break. I hope you're taking some time for yourself and having that lovely time with your friends and family. I'm still here this week. If you're watching this live, you know, the last week here in the middle of December, I'll be here so we can get some calls booked in, answer any questions, and I'll again put all the stuff that I've talked about here in the comments. There will be some new things coming as well, so don't you worry. But that's where we are at the moment as we enter into 2024. Thank you. Have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you in 2024. Bye for now.